What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and today we're back to talk to you guys about Warhammer 40K. Now, lately, Warhammer community has been gracing us with a ton of information from the new codices for the Necrons as well as the Space Marines, and at this point, it feels like there's really nothing new to dive in. I guess the actual point costs would be the only surprise when you open up the book, but that's just a little bit of a exaggeration. But anyway, today we learned some pretty interesting tidbits from the Space Marines in that you can now upgrade your HQs. So in editions previous, you used to be able to get like a captain and make him a chapter master, or get like a librarian and upgrade him to like an even more stronger librarian that could do more psychic powers and whatnot. And that seems to be returning with the Masters of the Chapter chart, I guess. I don't know what else to call this. So pretty much it allows you to increase the effectiveness of your HQs accordingly based on points or power. So for example, you can have a company champion, and for a single power or 15 points, you can upgrade him to be a chapter champion. Same thing with an ancient, they become a chapter ancient. Apothecaries become chief apothecaries, librarians to chief librarians, tech marines to masters of the forge, chaplains to masters of sanctity, and the captain to a chapter master. Now the points and the power vary, but it's between 40 points and 15, and it's quite a drop because I expected the librarian to be more points, but it's only 25 points to become a chief librarian, while it's only 15 to become apothecary to chief apothecary. But still, the drastic change is that with the chapter master at plus 40 points. So if you want a captain and you want to make him your chapter master, he's going to be taking the most points. In terms of power, however, a chapter master requires you to go up 2 power, while literally everything else is only 1. So something to think about if you're using power, but I know at my play group we pretty much just go specifically with points. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, why would I do that? What do I get out of it? You get different things depending on which one is actually doing the upgrade. And they give us an example here for a chapter champion. So a chapter champion is only, I believe, 15 points? Yes. 15 points or 1 power to do this upgrade, and if you do this, you get the ability called Skillful Parry. Each time a melee attack is made against this model, you subtract 1 from the hit roll, which is great. It makes him that much more survivable. On top of that, you also get another ability called Exquisite Swordsman. Each time this model makes a melee attack against an enemy character, you can re-roll the wound roll. And you also get another ability, Chapter Champion. This model has an attack characteristic of 5 and a leadership of 9. So there you go, 15 points. Gets you a really great upgrade in my opinion. Getting a higher attack characteristic, being able to become more survivable by melee attacks, hitting you a little less often is really good, and it basically makes you a character hunter. So chapter champions, or company champions for that matter, are really good in close combat, and this is just forcing you to, hey, I need to get in close combat to make up the points that I'm spending to get all these attributes and abilities. But wait, that's not all. You also get access to exclusive relics as well as warlord traits that open up when you achieve this rank. So kind of think of it as a skill tree. So for example, if you have a Master of the Forge, you get the Warden of the Ancients Warlord trait, which is an aura. Basically what this means is any friendly dreadnought that's within 6 inches of your warlord gets to add 1 to its strength and its attacks. That's really good, because obviously if you're a Master of the Forge, you can repair things, and now the thing that you're repairing is going to be stronger. more attacks. That's really good. And then they show us the new Primaris Tech Marine that's going to be coming soon, which he looks pretty cool. But in my opinion, what's the named one? Fieros? That's the Primaris one that you see here. That one's really badass too. Now, as great as this is, and I'm sure it is really great, they do have an obvious but a rule that they have to reiterate, and that is that a chapter can only have one of each of the masters of the chapter ability. So, for example, you can't have two captains and upgrade them to be chapter masters, because that doesn't really make sense. Or if you're playing like Ultramarines and you have Marnius Calgar, you can't get a captain and upgrade him to chapter master, because obviously the chapter master is Calgar. So it makes sense. I mean, obviously you don't want to have some weird, things going on in the battlefield. Like, yeah, I'm playing Shrike, but at the same time I also got my chapter master who's also really good at this. Yeah, I don't know what else to say to that. It makes sense. And then near the bottom of the article, they give the obvious rule that, of course, you cannot have two of the same upgrade. And also, which I think, yeah, you can't have two captains that both become chapter masters. That doesn't make sense. And also, if you're playing Ultramarines and you have Calgar in your army, you can't upgrade one of your captains to become chapter master, because obviously Calgar is already your chapter master, so it wouldn't make sense to have that. Another cool, interesting thing is that this seems to be the case for every new codex that's going to drop, because they say that the Necrons also have these rules, and they show the Cryptex and all these skills or abilities or options that they're going to have. And it's really interesting. It's interesting because it really helps in crafting your own armies. If you have homebrew chapters, if you're trying to make a narrative campaign, if you're playing Crusade, this really, really, really helps in making your own force your own. Say you have a Crusade battle, and the better your captain is at leading, eventually it might become a chapter master. Or maybe the original chapter master falls, and now you have a variety of characters that can vie for that mantle of being the chapter master. So I really, really enjoy the direction that they're going with. It's making armies feel more unique, and I like it. And yeah, that's all I got for this one, guys. Let me know your thoughts below. Are you excited for this? And yeah, that's all I got for today. As always, this has been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I'll be catching you guys in the next one. Peace.